Today we got something different for you. Sorry I'm not using my tripod or light today, but this is kind of off the cuff video. I want to show you how to de-mull a mold unit, and I'll show you what we're talking about here. Okay, so we got a unit here where we want to remove this mull right here, and we're going to bring these two frames together. So this is a special custom-made unit. But if you have a regular Marvin with the standard Marvin casing and all that, it all comes apart the same way. So what we got to do is we got to cut these corrugated staples here, and sometimes you'll see these all the way across down this way, and I'll show you how to cut those. And then we're going to have to remove this gusset plate, and we can reuse this gusset plate, and I'll show you how we do that. So let's get started. Okay, first I'm going to remove this gusset plate. It's going to take a flat bar, and we're going to get these staples to come out. And then once we can get that to come out a little bit, we're going to take some nail pullers, and then we can take these and pull them out. And if the staples pull through, that's okay, because we can staple in a new spot. Any remaining nails that pull through, we're just going to pull out with a screwdriver, just like that. Okay, any remaining staples that are in the gusset plate, we're going to go ahead and pull those out. Okay, now that we got all those staples removed, we're going to put this on a hard surface, and we're going to pound these flat again. Obviously, you may want to take it outside and do it on some concrete or something like that, but we need to get these flat. Okay, now that we got that all flat, we're going to set this to the side, and we'll reinstall it later. Now we're going to cut these. You may see these all the way down. This one, they only did it here. So you're going to use a sharpened, thickened putty blade like this, and we're going to put it in here, and then we're going to use a hammer, and we're going to cut those right out. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take a utility knife, and we're going to cut this vinyl piece. Now, what you may have may look a little different than this, but before you do that, you must have replacement connecting barb that looks just like this. And if you want to try to pull this off of that, go ahead and try, but I can guarantee you you're going to bend something, break something, or it's going to be extremely difficult. So always make sure you have replacement before you cut this off. And you can get that through your local dealer. Okay, I've come to the end. This window has Sub-Sill on it, so I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this. And then we're going to reuse this. What you have on your window may not look like this, but it does come off in the same manner. Alright, we're going to take this off. There's sealant along here. This is extremely difficult to do, so constant steady pressure, and you'll be able to remove this Sub-Sill. We're still prying it. I'm doing constant steady pressure. There's silicone behind it, so you can just let it slowly tear on its own, or if you can see in there, take a utility knife and cut it. So far we've been working on this for probably 5 minutes, so we're making it look easier than what it actually is. Alright, just got it all cut. It comes off in this manner. As you can see, there's a little hook there that hooks into there. Take this and try to pull this off that way. Or if you cut it good enough, you should be able to pull this off. Okay, now we got this loose. We can pull this off all the way around. Remove any of this connecting barb. When I cut it with my utility knife, apparently I missed, but I should have cut it right along this edge. So we got to replace this, so we're going to take this off now. And then we're going to clean up any silicone with a sharp chisel or something, and we're going to clean all this off. Okay, now we're going to remove this mull cover. These mull covers, 3/8 and larger, pull off. If this is frame to frame, which we're going to do, and I'll show you how, these have to be slid off. So this one you can actually just put a screwdriver in there and slowly pop these off. Just like that. Just take your time, and we're going to work our way all the way down. So now we're going to take the two units apart. I'm just going to use a putty knife in here. And it looks like we may have missed one here, so we'll hit that and pull these apart. Okay, we did constant steady pressure here. So they used some sealant in there. Okay, we discovered while we're pulling this apart, it looked like there were some screws in there. So we took off this cover and we found some screws. So we're going to remove these screws. All right, we still use constant steady pressure. There's still some glue in here, but that's how you take them apart. Now we're going to go ahead and pull this off this one, and then we'll mull them together. So as you can see how deep these are. Apparently we missed that one too. We're going to pull that out, and then we're going to clean all this up. Okay, I'm going to apply a single sticky-sided piece of mulling tape right here. You can get this through Marvin, and we're going to lay that across between these two windows. Okay, I've applied the tape. Be sure not to stretch this. Just lay it down in its natural form, or it can shrink a little. Okay, we're going to dry fit everything. This one has backer rod in here. We don't need that because this is a different molding option. That's why we put that tape that's in there. So we're going to remove that. And then, if it hasn't been done so already, you're going to have to notch the corner here for the mull clip. When you mull them together like this, use the A104 mull clip that has to be slid on. So to notch that, you can use a little saw, or you can just take a chisel in an angle like this and hit it down, and that'll open your corner up just like that. Okay, we're dry fitting everything first. Make sure these are nice and tight. And as you can see in our mull trim here, it clips in there like that. You cannot pound this on. If you pound this on, you're really going to do a lot of damage. So it's going to slide on there like that, and we're going to bring these two windows up by lifting this up like this a little bit, and that'll close that gap, and then we can slide that on. So it slides on there like that. And you may have to get a plastic hammer or something and pound this on the rest of the way if you cannot slide it. You see how nice and that looks? We're going to dry fit this side to make sure everything's cut to the right length. The partner will pick that end up over there. And we're going to go ahead and marry that up and see how beautifully that fits. Okay, we dry fit all our pieces to make sure they were cut. Everything fits great. And now we're going to put on the connecting barb. Okay, now we're going to put our connecting barb on. Make sure it goes on in that manner. Right there. It's okay if it's a little short because we're going to fill that in with some silicone. And just snap that on both sides. Okay, we set this in there. And the reason why I say we dry fit everything first, because once you attach that to that connecting barb underneath, you're not getting this back off. Yeah, we go ahead and just take a mallet and make sure that sits flush. So if the holes aren't pre-drilled, which if you're doing this for the first time, they're not going to be, you need to make sure that you pre-drill these holes to line up with the screw bosses in your brick mold casing. And then now we're going to go ahead and apply some sealant in here and along here, and then we're going to attach our Sub-Sill. Okay, we got our sealant. We're going to go ahead and see how that's got a little claw on it. That's going to go in that groove, and we're kind of going to roll it in there. And then just push it down. Now we're going to go ahead and screw these in. We got the short screws go here, just follow along that line, and then the long screws go into the screw bosses right through there. Okay, now that we got all our screws in, we're going to flip this over and install our gusset plates. So before we do our gusset plates, we're going to go ahead and screw this back the way it was.
You do a through jam in, so you really got to bury these things.
Put our cover back on. So it's time to install our gusset plate. And of course, be mindful to use the staples that are not going to go through all the way your frame there. Okay, we got that on. Now we're going to go ahead and put sealant along all these seams. And all the way along the bottom too.
Do you run this thing?
You can also use these flat corrugated staples to go all the way across, or if you got the same round stapler, you'll put it on there like that. And that'll help hold those corners a little bit. I know that looks a little rough, but you get the idea. There you have it. That's how you install Re-mull casing on a window. Looks great. Thanks for watching my video. If this video helped you out, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks.